Alright guys, Jack here, JBF Music and Guitar Lessons, and what I've got for you here is one of these reaction analysis type videos. Probably going to pause the video a bit and talk about what's going down, and then do a bit more thorough breakdown with my guitar in hand afterwards as well. So this guy's been requested a couple times. I don't know how to pronounce his name, either Alip Bata or Alip Bata. Please correct my butchered pronunciation of that down in the comments below. But I stuck his name into YouTube. The guy's got like over 5 million followers, so he must be a bit of a big deal. What's really got me intrigued here is that he's got the flute as well, and while My Heart Will Go On is to all intents and purposes is a nice ballad. It is quite twee, so I kind of like the idea of him leading into the hamminess a bit as well. But yeah, let's dive into it. I'm really looking forward to this one. As a guitarist, I just kind of love learning new stuff about the guitar and like seeing people that are so much better than me. It's both inspirational and incredibly humbling at the same time. Too much for me. Let's get to it. Oh. Okay, as loath as I am to pause this, because this is beautiful, beautiful guitar playing. He's done so many cool things. If I don't start to point them out, I will just forget. So what he's doing is hammer-ons from nowhere. He's got some incredible left-hand strength, so he's just hitting the notes just with one hand. He's not even needing to pick them to get them to ring out, which is easier to do on an electric like this when you've got compression stuff on. He's doing it on acoustic with just a one mic kind of sound hole. The thing at the top there he's got is a capo, so he's just raised the pitch ever so slightly, probably to make the playing on the flute easier, or recorder I should say, and he managed to get a really nice tone from it as well, which I wasn't expecting, because those can be a bit grating. There's another few really cool things he does. I'll say my piece then we'll get back to it. He was using his finger here to pull off to the open string. I can't remember what the chord was, I'll probably break it down, but instead of having to pick it or even like finger a note and then pull it off, he was just using his finger to play the open string, which you can tell I've never really done before. That was incredibly sloppy, but that was great. It's like a new technique already, you know, what, we're a minute into this video. And then he did some really cool stuff. He did a little bit of string bending and a really cool kind of neo-soul little fill. These are all things I'm probably going to have to choose between which ones I want to break down after watching this. But yeah, let's get back to it. This guy's phenomenal. So before I forget, this is almost a mental note to myself more than anything else. He's adding some really cool harmonies over the line as well. He did a little line in 6 there, did this kind of like type slide, which is something you'd maybe more expect from like a Steve Cropper, one of those kind of old R&B session type guitarists. Get the flute again. Right, so you see that note, that final note there, he went dun 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 dun, that's where he's pulling off to the capo. In fact, let's just do this now. Right, so I've got my capo on the first fret like the man himself here. He's doing these aforementioned hammer-ons from nowhere with his fingers of steel that he's got. And then that note, instead of picking it, because he can't do that, he's playing flute with this hand, right? He's using this finger to flick the B string to get this note here. Genius bit of arrangement. See if I can get it. Almost, one more go. Third time's the charm. Right, so I probably edited lots of attempts of me feebly trying to do it out there. But in terms of sheer technique, this is really clever, because as guitarists, you learn to mute these strings so they don't ring out by mistake. So you're having to break the programming of like kind kind of guitar technique to play this properly. And then also what I tend to do is like mute the string with these fingers if I was picking, but you can't do that again. Man, this is a great workaround. And then also you have to be really careful, because if you go too hard on this B string, you're going to slop into the E string as well. You're going to hit these two strings, and you don't want to do that. You don't want those playing. He's nailing it every time. So we're getting a little hits now as well. Great way of building the dynamic of a song. So that was one of the bends I talked about before. Beautiful, beautiful arrangement. Those are the sixths again. Keeping that rhythm throughout. I love that he's putting the flute in his feet as well. That's great. And aside from playing his two instruments, he's coordinating them together, which is easier said than done. Breath control alone can be incredibly difficult. I'm gonna have to put that back. I think he might have strummed the guitar with the recorder and moved his capo up so he's changed key. Oh man, that was incredible. Let's look at that again. So by moving the capo up, he's moved the pitch of everything higher, so it gives the song an extra lift for the kind of final time through, which I think was what we're getting here. Fantastic. That was absolutely wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to break down some of the stuff I already mentioned there in a bit more detail. This is totally outside my wheelhouse, as you can probably gather. I'm more of an electric, kind of a rock guy, but I just love when you can learn new stuff like this. So that trick that he did there is going to take me a while to get down, so you might have to bear with me while I'm going through it here. But he's hammering on from nowhere. We've got the capo at the first fret, so on this 6th fret here, first finger just slamming it down. Now, I have done videos on hammer on from nowhere and legato techniques, so if this is something that interests you, an area of your playing you want to work on, I'll put a little eye up there somewhere that you can get a link to with that. And conversely, if you have no interest in guitar at all but enjoyed this reaction, maybe want some more analysis driven videos, then you can check that little eye up there for a link to more of that kind of thing. But yeah, we've got this first finger on the 4th fret and the low E string here, hammering that on. Then you're going to hit your 3rd finger on the 6th fret on the A string, 4th finger, 6th fret on the D string. And you probably want to, like myself, spend a wee minute or two getting that down. And what he's doing here is outlining a chord really nicely. Like, I know straight away from hearing it, from playing it, from watching it even, that this is an E flat major chord. You got the root, the 5th, and another root, right? So it's a great shape for outlining chords. You might recognise it as a power chord if you play guitar. He's doing that. And then what he's doing is taking his extra, the one finger that's left, the middle finger here, and just playing the B string with it. Alright, hopefully this angle will make things clearer. So we're doing the hammer on again, and then this B string thing, taking this middle finger, just going through the B string. I suppose what you can do is then rest against the E string, because if you don't do that, there's a chance you're going to hit them both, like I kind of mentioned before. So you can do that, try and put it together nice and slow, keep this hand away as much as I can. I suppose these want to be held down as well. Yeah, so you want to hold these fingers down to let the chord sustain. And giving that B string a flick. So if I lift this finger up, you can see what I'm doing a bit better here. Just that. And then what he did mid-song was he changed the key. So he took the capo and just moved it up here. Now this means if we play this chord, it's going to sound pretty horrible, I think. Sounds like my heart will not go on. This is like how to make the song sad. But what we need to do is bump everything up the same amount. So we've moved this up a semitone, moved this up a semitone. So there you can hear I hit the E string by mistake. As I say, totally new to this technique. But we're going. Yeah, well, as you can probably tell, I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was absolutely fantastic. I don't listen to an awful lot of guitar music these days. So when you come across a player that says that my screen's there, I keep staring over him. as kind of amazing as that, it's like a Christmas come early for me here. So thanks a bunch for suggesting that. I'll definitely check out more of his stuff. And if you've enjoyed this and you want to see more, do the old, subscribe, enable notifications, all that stuff. You can check out various playlists for reactions, more guitar-y stuff up there. But take it easy, guys. Hope you all have a good one.